Okay, so first things first, it's always a good idea to clip some landing pages from your competitors or other successful marketers. So, since I kind of am in the same space as other successful marketers, I get to kill two birds with one stone. But for example, when I was doing things in the investing niche, I would clip these guys' stuff anyway, so that's why I have so many of these. And I should show you. So I want to quickly go through the two different ways you can format the webinar landing page and then show you why I went with the format I did. So the first one I like to call the kind of the branded authority one. So Lewis Howes, he has been doing this a really long time. He has a recognizable brand. So when people are coming to his page, they kind of know who he is. It makes sense for him to put his face out there. The same thing for Mike Dillard. I'm just scrolling through these really fast. Eventually, I'll have a swipe file that you guys can just download. Here's an example from Frank Kern. You can see a very, very similar layout all of these guys have. They've got their headline, their button, and themselves right front and center. Then they go down to bullet points. So contrast that to these types of pages we have here. I'm going to scroll back up to the top really quick so you can see. So here's another example, Lewis Howes and Mike Dillard, where it's a little different, right? Their images are still on the screen, but they're a little smaller. And we're going to go look at the Instagram registration page that Founder Magazine came up with. I think this is a perfect example of what a quote unquote webinar registration page traditionally would look like. This type of format immediately tells the reader, or not the reader, your viewer, your prospect, that this is a webinar, and it feels more like a webinar software versus, up here, whoops, shift, versus up here, where these web pages are a little more traditional style. This style could be for anything, right? This could be a PDF. It could be a launch sequence. It could just be a straight up video sales letter. It could be a newsletter. It's not really indicative of or particularly specific to a webinar. Whereas you look at pages like this kind of screams this is a webinar. And the reason that that's true, and here are some ClickFunnels examples. I'm sorry I'm scrolling so fast. I just want to make sure I don't go 20 minutes on this video. And these are examples of what Stealth Seminar has provided in terms of their landing pages. And I think this is one of the main reasons so many people use Stealth Seminar. This style of format seems to kind of have conditioned my marketplace, at least, to mean this is a webinar. This is different than, just what you might typically be getting. And just here's some more examples of that. So all that to say, my design was inspired by these three pages: what Founder did, what Sam Cart did, and then what Sean Cannell did. And if you haven't seen his YouTube channel, he does a great job with just helping people and video creators figure out the tech stuff. So whenever I have a tech question, I just go to him and watch his stuff. And it saves me a ton of time. I'll link in the YouTube description. Anyway, so without further ado, let's go into ClickFunnels now. I'm trying to go fast here. Okay, so here we are in ClickFunnels. So the first webinar page I set up, it was going to be a hybrid webinar, right? So I was actually going to show up. So I put my kind of face front and center here, a little more of a traditional branded landing page format. This converted relatively well. One split test conversion was at 10%, the other was at 20%, so not bad for cold traffic. However, since I'm going to be doing a 100% automated webinar, I really want to whittle this down and have it clearly say this is a webinar, because I really want that to be a differentiator. So kind of as I talked about in the beginning, the first is we want to have our great headline and then our bullet points. And I already went through copy. You can check out the YouTube channel for the copywriting formulas there. So I have my headline that immediately says, here's the benefit of this. And then what you will learn, definitely you always want to have bullet points here, because you need to clearly communicate that this webinar packs a punch. This isn't just some PDF download that they're going to get. Like there's a reason that you're asking them to block out an hour or 90 minutes of their time to learn from you. And then just had a little credibility image here. I've noticed that pretty much every webinar registration page I see has a pop-up. So that's what I went with here. So you can see next class. webinar schedule, Monday 11th, and then your details there. I'll jump into ClickFunnels and show you how I built this page. But if you're not using ClickFunnels, you can definitely, rewind the video, look at the swipe, those swipe file things. You can check out this page and this page here. This page is actfunnel.com/authority for now. By the time you watch this video, this might replace that. So let's now dive in to how to put this together and a couple of things to look out for in ClickFunnels and why I like this. This is so easy. So what's great is ClickFunnels has a pre-done funnel for you that's an automated webinar. So these pages will automatically populate when you go and click on the type of funnel you want to set up. Quick note, what you name the funnel, what you name the funnel, I named it the Authority Builder webinar, is really important because when you get into email automation, this name is going to start showing up as well as the countdown timer page. You want to name it the name of your webinar as well. Just a little quick tidbit there for integration. So what's great on automation, which I won't go into in this video, but ClickFunnels does start off by giving you several automated emails that will automatically go out so that you can provide your viewers with some level of customization. So you can send a message out if they missed the webinar, if they missed the offer part of your webinar, they just, they saw the offer but didn't purchase. And this is something that's really great because playing with some of the other major options out there like Webinar Jam and Stealth Seminar, this either wasn't included or cost extra integration if you're using like Infusionsoft or ActiveCampaign or MailChimp or whatever. And some autoresponders didn't even support this. So the fact that ClickFunnels has this natively is awesome. I definitely would like to have more than one follow-up email, but if you're using Actionetics as well, which is their own email system that integrates directly with ClickFunnels, you can add on your own messages like I have here. So these top 3 are kind of static. You can edit them, but then you can add on as many messages as you want. So that's cool for email automation, but let's get into building the actual page. So the biggest thing I want to point out here is showing the pop-up, and these particular, when we go to add things, you'll have auto webinar date, you have auto webinar time, and then you'll have local time. So what this allows you to do, and I'm going to click on the time so you can see this, is it allows you to set when the webinar is going to play. So remember, this is automatic. Now the dates are static. It's always going to be either yesterday's replay, and yesterday's quote unquote replay will just take them directly to the webinar broadcast room, and then it will do today and 2 days forward. So if we'll go here and I'll show you what I mean. So you'll see watch yesterday's replay, or you can do Sunday, Monday, or Tuesday. I'm filming this late at night, so the Saturday option is gone. But you'll have the next 3 days, and then you can define what times you want. So by default, they have 11 a.m., 2 p.m., 4 p.m., 6 p.m., 8 p.m. I'd recommend choosing 2 or 3. That way it's not super overwhelming. You don't have like 4 choices every day. Now, you're not pretending like this is live, but at the same time, we're not going to scream at the top of our lungs that this is an automated webinar. And what I did here, which I thought was pretty nifty, I was inspired by what Webinar Jam does for their little pop-up, is I just added a 2-column row so that I can have both of these show up side by side as opposed to having a really super long form. Now, you really want to keep in mind that a lot of your participants may be signing up via their phones. And so you definitely want to be designing in a way that's going to work both on the computer and on mobile. So with mobile, I can show you here real quick, is if we push this all the way to the side, it's probably hard to see on your screen now, but you'll see that it stacks automatically. But on a desktop like I have here, where I pull it out and I'm on a 1080 screen, it still pops up really nice, and I don't have this super long form that kind of takes up all of the real estate. It's kind of step 1, step 2, just added a little icon here in front of it to spruce it up a bit. And another thing I want to point out, which isn't as glamorous, is make sure you have your privacy policy, your terms of use, earnings disclaimer. If you're doing any sort of advertising, Google, pretty much Google and Facebook, hopefully you're playing with one of those platforms, you definitely want to make sure that you have these down here. Particularly Google wants you to be saying in the privacy policy that you're using cookies and you're tracking people. And that's all there is to it, to putting together your webinar registration page. So definitely a quick overview, not diving into like how to use ClickFunnels. There's plenty of, other YouTubers and tutorials by ClickFunnels themselves how to use it. I just wanted to point out those really key elements that differentiate, putting together a funnel, particularly a automated webinar funnel when you're playing with ClickFunnels. So do make sure to subscribe to the channel, because I'm going to be walking through these other pages as well. Definitely some more details when you get into that automation of the email, and then putting together your webinar countdown page, having actually a video in between when your prospects sign up and when they see the webinar to help boost webinar show up rates and add value, because it's going to be really important when you're running an automated webinar. You need to make sure that every step of the process we are adding as much value as possible to make up for the fact that we aren't going to be there live. Of course, at the same time, do not pretend that it's going to be live if you're doing it automated. So if you're not using ClickFunnels, or you're looking for an automated solution at $97 a month, that puts ClickFunnels very competitive with the other quote unquote automated webinar platforms out there. And after playing with several of them, I think after playing with three, since I'm bashing them, I won't say their names, but you've definitely heard of all of them. After playing with all three of them, I've gone to just using the really basic, straightforward functionality of ClickFunnels, because it's so easy to use, so easy to set up, it's integrated, and really the cherry on top is this automation right here with the emails, that you just cannot beat that at $97 a month. Of course, if you're already paying, $50 or $100 a month or $200 a month for, ActiveCampaign or Infusionsoft, then that probably won't be an issue. But I'm guessing most of you watching this video aren't necessarily doing that. Thank you for watching. I hope you got some value out of this video. If you did, go ahead and hit that like button, and then subscribe on the YouTube channel for more business building tactics and marketing strategies just like the ones covered in this video. Again, over on my channel, I'm going from A to Z on how to put together an online business from scratch. And when I say scratch, I literally started at concept, and I've been walking you guys through every step of the process. This is the second time I'm going through showing you how to put together a webinar sales funnel. We're on episode 27. So go ahead, subscribe, and keep building the business you love. Take care.